Welcome back to the Brand Personalization Video Marketing course. It's September 17th, 2011. And today we're going to take a different swing. Up until this point, we have mainly been covering, the how-tos of, different methods or techniques or, just general, this is the way to do things. Since we've basically covered the majority of, what I would consider the basics of video marketing or YouTube in general, now's the time that we need to discuss the underlying reasons behind them and some things that you must take into consideration before you decide to take your online branding to the next level. And this is cross-platform regardless if you are doing video marketing or SEO, social media, anything along those lines. Regardless where you are in your journey to greatness, this is going to be a very important video, because we're not just going to talk about what's important with online marketing, but it's more of the essentials of the psychology behind it. So we're going to cover you as the producer of the content, as well as the people that are going to be receiving your information. So before we get into all that good stuff, let's go ahead and head over to the course channel so that way we can check out our updates. Okay, our channel views are up to 1,988, and I think that we're sticking because it's been staying in that range for a while now. The total upload views have gone up somewhat to 21,979, and you remember I was pretty excited about getting over the 20,000 hump, but at the same time I know that some of the views that we've received still haven't been counted. So as far as what our actual views are is yet to be known. I can go ahead and show you a quick example here. If you remember a few videos back, I had mentioned day 14 not updating. And it looks like the magic number for right now is 42, because you can see both day 14 and day 16 both stuck on the 42. And considering that day 13 has 640 views, and then day 15 has 622 views, basically there is about a 600 discrepancy there. Day 14 is the only one that seems to be sticking at this point, and day 16, I can tell that there are more views than that just because of the likes and comments and everything that's already gone on there. So one thing you need to keep in mind when you are looking at your view counts is the fact that several months ago YouTube changed the way that they do their views, and it was, I hate to say, broken for a while, but there were a lot of views that weren't counted. But also they have updated the way that they do their master views. Basically you have a preliminary view count which will pretty much count just about anything that goes on there, and then when it gets to a certain point, basically those views are audited, and then you may notice that the views are going to stick for a while just because the secondary view system is going to basically discount views that have been done several times in the same day or the same IP address, something like that. And then once it has enough views to get past that point, then you see the counter starting to move again. But sometimes you notice that the counter just kind of sticks, period. And this is real easy to see when you are looking at some of the viral videos, or like the most viewed. It might say that the video has 500 or 600 views, but it might have 20 or 30,000 likes on it. So apparently not all the views were counted, or at least not at that time. So if you see your views not updating, I mean, they're never going to update in real time, but usually they update once an hour or once every 4 hours, something like that. But if you notice that they're not updating over the course of a few days, I wouldn't worry too much, just because you don't know where your video is in the cycle of getting the updates. And this is an area that I'm not going to go too far into, just because there are so many changes going on right now, and I want to make sure that these videos are going to last the course of several months, or maybe even a year or so. And I would say that the counting system is going to remain somewhat volatile, just because YouTube is going to make sure that people aren't able to game the system, so to say. So I never think, I mean, I don't think that it's ever going to get to the point where it's ever going to update in real time, just because they don't want people to see if their methods are working, if they're doing something outside of what YouTube would want. So that's one thing to keep in mind there. Anyway, back to the update. We have 763 subscribers, and 1,840 friends. And we're getting a little bit more comments on the channel, which is nice. And we've even been featured on several users' page. Like, we've been added as a related channel or recommended channel, things like that. So, when things like that happen, I definitely want to give special notice to those people, because those are going to be, people that are, helping to drive the message. So we'll have another course on that, basically discussing the power of related channels, and even doing what's called box for box, which is basically you promoting someone else's channel and they promote yours in return. So that can be a very powerful way to get some more people to your channel and to view your content. But for now, we'll just go ahead and get into a little psychology. The reason that I think this is so important, especially for right now, is basically for the last 16 days, it has been basically setting up your channel, knowing what terms or words to use, how to set things up. And I know that there's a few areas that I haven't gone to in detail, especially like uploading your videos and getting your tags right and things like that, which has been touched on, but still there's a few things that I need to cover there. But before we start getting into the actual meat of it, basically I want to talk about you for a second. You need to really check yourself when you get into video marketing or putting out any content of any kind, because there is a very bad trend right now of basically people saying, okay, just put out a quick video or put out a quick blog post, and it doesn't matter what it says or anything, just throw out some quick promises and have a teaser on there, so that way someone's going to come to your come to your website. It's all just schemes for some cheap web traffic. And the more that we bastardize trends or warp things that do work, the more the those things are no longer going to become effective. So this is the point where responsibility comes in. It is very simple to throw up a 30 or 60-second video, basically saying, if you're having such and such problems and I can relate to, come here and give me $200 and I'll solve all your problems. Here's the link. And a lot of people are doing this. The problem lies in when people become numb to things like this. They get so used to just seeing absolute crap that when something legitimate comes around, they automatically doubt it, just because they've seen similar methods to drive traffic or to get information out there. And if you do anything remotely close to the way that those things were done, they automatically think of what you're putting out there in the same light. So it's much more important to actually put some value out there and be different. You don't just put a quick blog post or video out there saying, hey, I have all the answers to all your problems, click this link, find out more. And then even if they do click the link, all it is just a squeeze page to throw them on a list, or a buy now page, things like that. People get desensitized to things very easily. So if they don't see any value and they just see a quick click here scheme to build up a list, then what happens when you do have something of value that you want to put out there, and then you're using the same methods to get that message out there, and then they automatically associate your real content with the little squeeze page? They're going to look at it in the same way. Okay, it's the exact same thing as if I'm following a method trying to get some traffic to my website that another marketer is using just to build a list. If someone sees the other person's stuff first, then it doesn't matter how valuable my content is, or the fact that I'm putting things out there for free or anything like that. They're going to automatically associate the fact that those methods were used by another marketer that was just trying to build a list. So no matter what I'm putting out there, it's just a scheme to get an email address, or to build a list, or send them to a squeeze page. And even if I have an entire course out there for free, and this is just an example, but it touches close to home, and that's why I'm expanding on it. Instead of someone going through and watching each of the videos or anything else, they're going to just look at the method that was used and automatically discount that information. So because of this, you need to look at the other trends that are going on around you, and basically you need to think things through. Where did the information that you are using coming from? Was it just a marketer that was trying to make $7 and threw out a quick report and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon? Or is it someone that's actually doing the things that you need or want to do, and they're putting out some valuable information, but it's still being abused? So this is where you need to look at yourself for a minute. What are you actually trying to get out of this? Are you wanting to put out some videos just to genuinely help someone? Are you putting out some videos with the intention of putting out another video later on that's going to send them to a squeeze page or a sales letter or an email opt-in, whatever? Or are you not even putting out genuine content? You're just using Animoto or some other type of generation service just to have a quick video with a click here link. Once you take a look at what your strategy is and what you're actually trying to get out of it. That's how you should actually structure whatever you're setting up. And instead of looking at, well, this is how it's done, or this is the way that people are doing things, instead look at what your goals are and what you are trying to accomplish, and then think of what's the best way to serve the people that you're trying to reach. And this may seem oversimplified, but it speaks volumes, especially when you consider the schemes and tactics and dirty tricks that people are using just to build a list or to sell your information or whatever. Internet marketing as a whole is seen in a bad light by many people just because of the tactics that are used to gain your information. There's a lot of faceless people out there, and because of this, if I'm looking at a product, unless there are video testimonials and someone is actually talking to me in video, I won't even look twice, because video is transparent. You can look in someone's eyes and see where they're coming from or what their intentions are. It's very difficult for a scam artist to come in front of a camera and say, this is what I'm about, this is the solution I have, this is what I'm going to do for you, and this is what my product can do for you. If someone's just out to get your money, they're not going to do it, because people can see straight through them. But if someone is just shown a service like Animoto or one of the other generation services that doesn't even show the person, it's just the huge movie trailer intros and then a link to click here for more information, that's not a video. That's just utter crap. We need to rethink the way that we are reaching our people. Don't just go in for the quick content, the auto-generated stuff, for lack of better words, just to have something out there. Yes, you can create a quick video in 5 minutes, and you can change the metadata on each video and then resubmit that same video to the exact same video networks 100 times if you wanted to. Should you do it? No. But that's some of the tactics that is being taught. And it's that kind of mentality of not putting any work in, not providing any value, just trying to auto-generate some quick stuff to get it up, to get some quick exposure, that is ruining the internet. It's the same thing with blog posts. Instead of taking the time to actually actually write a solid article or doing some actual research before putting something out, the vast majority of articles on the internet are auto-spun. Basically, it's done with Markov generators that are just going to grab 3, 4, 5 different articles, and then grab a paragraph from each of them, and then spin the contents. And then the fact that it's over 50% unique, they throw it up on different article directories, and then they use this to get backlinks, and everything is just fine and dandy. But if you look at what's actually going on here, is people are throwing up hundreds, if not thousands, of just crap articles or videos, just trying to get a little bit of traffic coming back to their sites. And instead of putting out quality that's going to actually help people, instead they're doing the spray and pray method of just putting out all kinds of worthless crap that makes it even harder to find what we're actually looking for. And then we're being forced into all these updates that make things harder for us to find what we were looking for in the first place, because large search engines like Google and other services are having to implement even tighter security methods or indexing methods, just trying to sort out all this additional crap that's been put out there. And then people cry when their videos are taken down, or their website that was on page 1 is now slapped or de-indexed altogether. And if you would focus on putting out some quality content in the first place, you would never have to worry about it. I have never had a site de-indexed, I have never been slapped, and my videos stay up. Because I'm focusing on serving. And regardless if you have a product to sell or if you're just trying to help someone, it's all about serving. There's a great quote that goes along with this, which is, you can have anything in the world that you want as long as you give enough other people what they want. Whenever you put out good information, it's going to come back to you. But it's the GIGO strategy: garbage in, garbage out. You can't put out a lot of bad stuff and help for good things. That's the very definition of insanity. Repeating the same action expecting a different result. So the reason that I wanted to put this video out for now is because we are going beyond the basics. I'm getting ready to show you some things that you can actually use to drive some massive traffic to your websites and to get some huge views on your videos. And basically, I'm going to be covering the quote-unquote secrets of the industry that nobody wants to tell you about. But if you look at any type of course heading, they all claim to cover it, even though I've yet to see any type of course that actually talks about things. But if your only intention with this information is to get some crap traffic or to put out some information that's not going to help anybody, it's just to increase views or whatever, then I would rather you stop here. We need to focus on quality, not quantity. I would rather have 50 views from people that I was actually helping than 50,000 views from people that could care less because they just glanced at it and moved on because it didn't do anything for them. So in the next lesson, we're going to go straight into some of the medium methods. The next video is going to be related channels. What can you do to get your channel listed on someone else's channel, or sharing like box for box, so that way it's reciprocal. But going into the next set of lessons, I ask for you to double check what you're doing, what you're trying to get out of this, and make sure that you're putting out things that are going to actually help others. Regardless if your only intention is to help yourself, if you don't give others what they want, you'll never get what you want. So by helping others, that's the only way to help yourself, with internet marketing or in life in general. So till then, this is Dustin with Brand Personalization. Take care.